So we're going to move on and to represent, Dallas, where we're based out of, where this beautiful headquarters is. We're going to move on a little bit to the Cowboys. Cowboys have not been a hot topic as of late until Jerry Jones recently just popped up and literally compared Denver signing a practice squad wide receiver to the Cowboys having to play Ben DiNucci. So, Ish, you started this last one, so I'm gonna let JP go ahead and kick it off the top. And what do you think about Jerry Jones' comments here? Like, is the dude smoking crack, or is he just like that oblivious to the fact that he played a part-time college quarterback, practice squad wide receiver at quarterback, and he's comparing that to Ben DiNucci, who's broke records in the FCS?
So this was just a very bizarre, I don't know, I guess he's he's been in the old grandpa denial phase for a while. Definitely some onset dementia of sorts or something there. I like Jerry. He seems like a cool guy and everything like that. He's definitely off. I'm on a rocking chair actually right now in Houston. He's definitely off the rocker here. Very weird thing to say. I mean, I could see, I guess, what he's trying to say maybe here is, it's hard to feel bad for the Broncos.
Are you contesting that this man has a point?
If I'm in the back, I'm trying to translate. I don't speak Dallas, so I'm from Houston.
I'll give you the exact quote.
I'm sorry. Did BOB not teach you enough of how to speak Dallas?
Here you go. JP, real quick for context, I'll give you the exact quote. I don't know that Denver had any more of a challenge than we've had with DiNucci or with any of our young quarterbacks that we've had. You know who was also a young quarterback? Dak Prescott.
Tony Romo when he was
did
string.
Great. So that was just the context for your.
Yeah, thank you for giving the exact context of it. I think what he was more so trying to say was the adversity wise, and mind you, you can't compare the adversity of having no quarterbacks at all because they were stupid, didn't follow the protocols, which I think he's more so saying I don't sympathize with them because they were dumb because of us. This is self-inflicted damage as opposed to the Dallas one is more circumstantial, and you never think your franchise quarterback is going to get injured and then your backups can get injured too. So the Cowboys were a victim of circumstance as opposed to the Denver Broncos where they kind of dug their own grave. I think that's kind of what he was trying to get at. But it's Jerry, really so I mean, honestly, who knows what he's trying to get at here? It was a bad example, just a bad sometimes I've heard a famous quote, sometimes it's better just not to say anything at all. I think this would have been one where Jerry should have just passed it on to his son or just been like, next question. I wouldn't even have commented on it.
Is he just trying to keep the Cowboys relevant in any fashion possible since they're not really relevant on how they play in the field?
Have you not watched Jerry Jones since he's bought this team? That's
literally
what he does all the time. Like, he is the greatest marketer. He's the one who came up with the moniker America's Team. Come on. Of course, everybody wants to be a fan of America's Team.
So then what do you think about this, Ish? Comparing a quarterback that we just drafted to a, third-year scout team wide receiver?
Easy. So to start off, I appreciate you playing devil's advocate on this one, JP. It just trying to somehow contort your body into seeing it through senile Jerry Jones's eyes, I guess. But no, absolutely. Jerry's smoking crack. Are you kidding me here? You literally signed a wide receiver from your practice squad to play quarterback, and the first time he got attempts to play quarterback was the few practice snaps he got before the NFL game. Before the NFL game.
Warm-ups.
It was the warm-ups. So I mean, absolutely smoking crack. At this point, it's at the end of the day, it's terrible what happened to Dak. Andy Dalton just had a horrible string of bad events. It's like Lemony Snicket. It's an unfortunate series of events with him. First, what brought him out? He got a concussion. Then he got
a concussion. Then COVID protocol. Yeah.
COVID protocol. Like, Jesus, man. Like,
I'm sorry. Bad luck, Ryan.
Bad luck Brian, and then we put in Ben DiNucci, and then just to compare the stats between the two. So if we look at the way that that Hinton performed, he completed
1 for 9.
9 passes for 13 yards.
How
Was
many interceptions?
intercepted twice. Ben DiNucci, when he played, by far was much better. Was 21 for 40, 180 yards, and had 2 fumbles. That was it. And one of them arguably wasn't even his fault. His center had no idea what's going on. That's adding into addition our own line problems. Like a lot of it's hysterical how Jerry wants to live in this fantasy world that the Cowboys don't suck. And coming from a Cowboys fan, it pains me to understand how bad we suck.
So that brings me actually to a follow-up question here. Are the Cowboys going to win the NFC least? Like, do they have it in them to pull out this garbage division?
Jesus Christ.
I mean, you got the Eagles, who are looking at benching their so-called franchise quarterback for a rookie, which also let me get a little Roll Tide action in there.
You mean Boomer Sooner?
No, Roll Tide. He was with us first. We can claim him. He spent a little time with y'all. It's fine.
Yeah, no, Lincoln Riley definitely helped to get picked in the second round. I think he may have probably been a third round draft pick if he stayed at Bama. But
he might not have even gotten drafted. He would have been a backup. But that's the point, is that like you're looking at benching Carson Wentz led Eagles for a rookie.
I mean, he's played like garbage.
Then you turn around and you got the Washington football team, who doesn't even have a freaking name. And then you got the Giants missing their best player. Like, who are the Cowboys going to pull this out? JP? Pancake P?
I mean, well, if you look at this, I mean, they're playing the Ravens coming up, and you look at this game. If Lamar Jackson's playing, I think there's probably about a 0% chance they win the game if Lamar's playing. And Lamar's been fairly underwhelming here after his MVP season. But you look at this. I mean, I know everyone had this game circled on their schedule. Really, I mean, who didn't want to see the Andy Dalton versus RG3 matchup? I mean, God, this would have been great for.
Hey, Trace McSorley.
So, but I'm curious, and maybe even Sorley may end up actually starting over RG3, but we'll see. Maybe Lamar can come back. It'll be very like day of. We'll see if that happens with COVID protocols and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't think, especially now that their offensive line is so depleted. Obviously, you look at losing Zach Martin to injury was a big one. Cam Irving was another big one.
Travis Frederick just retired.
Yeah, they're gonna have 2 undrafted guys on their offensive line. So I mean, that's a recipe for disaster. Obviously, Carson Wentz doesn't have the wheels like Dak, to escape. So, in the running game, Zeke's been fumble fingers McGee. That's been a huge train wreck this year as well. So you look at this team, their defense is subpar.
I think you meant
you never know what you're getting with their defense as well. So, and obviously, and then you have 4th and 10, fake punt as your coach. You don't have good play calling either. So you look at this team. Honestly, after that call from McCarthy, I think the moment he decided to make that call, he was saying, let's tank and get a good draft pick. I'm done trying to win this shit division. And honestly, I can't blame him. That was one of the worst calls I've seen besides the Bill O'Brien fake punt in the playoffs against the Chiefs. The Bill O'Brien one's still always going to be worse than that one that we saw on Thanksgiving. It was unfortunate that the Washington football team and the Cowboys we were having to sit down at Thanksgiving and watch the game. It was punishment. 30 million people watched it. It was the most watched event since the Super Bowl, but it was painful. It was bad. I think the Cowboys are smart. They tanked.
It was pretty enjoyable for me. I was in the middle of Thanksgiving dinner, so I just turned off the TV right after.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's great if you ate a bunch of turkey and were able to sleep through it all.
I just turned off the TV and just straight kept dating. It made me happy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the thing is, you don't need turkey to get through the game. You need wild turkey to get through that one. It was rough. It was a bad one. Trust me.
So you're saying that you don't think that the Cowboys or the staff really even want to win another game? They want to go. I mean,
if you're going for it on 4th and 10 and fake punting at your own 25, odds are you're looking ahead at the draft and you're not looking ahead to win the Eastern Conference division title and get your ass kicked in a home playoff game.
Yeah.
That's a
Ish,
bit
what
of
do
a
you got on this?
stretch of the imagination. For the most part, I do agree with Pancake P on this one, right? We got an awful O line, and I mean it's not even by design; it's because of injuries, right? We also got a real banged up quarterback situation where we were playing Danucci, and then I don't remember the other guy's name that we played versus the Steelers. I mean, does it even matter, right? Like it might have been a close game at some point. But do we have a chance of winning the East? I think we do. You guys got to hear me out here, right? We have the easiest divisional schedule for the rest of the season, right? We only go up against we only go up against teams that have losing records from this point on. I think you do have a point when it comes to the Ravens, but even then, I mean, we've seen the Cowboys pull out ridiculous wins before, right? Um, at this point, we have multiple issues, right? We got multiple issues on the leaking ship. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's a lack of leadership on all parts of the ball, right? Like Dak. Dak was supposed to be this leader, got injured. I mean, he could at least
Wait,
be
I
on the
thought Dak
sidelines
wasn't a leader.
grounding it.
Yes, didn't we establish this earlier?
Oh wait,
So
did I just hear that? Really?
So listen to what I said. So listen to say, I said Dak was supposed to be that leader. I never said he was the leader. And then, Zeke has also, I guess, conceded that as well with his multiple fumbles and, going out and saying, I'm sorry that I fumbled the ball. Don't be sorry. Be careful. At this point, like, I don't care for your apologies. You made us pay you a crap ton, a megaton, a shit ton of money before your contract expired. What for? You're literally not showing any leadership. You're not running the ball well. And that being said, I can't blame it all on Zeke. It's not like the play calling, as JP has mentioned earlier, is great, right? Coach McCarthy has never been known for running the ball right, especially when coaching in Green Bay. It was a big passing sort of team. And at this point, we have great receivers. I think that unfortunately, due to injury, we just need more cohesion and more repertoire between our quarterback, Andy Dalton, who I believe is doing a great job given the circumstances. He's getting overrun at the O-line position just because of how banged up it is. And then not to mention our ridiculous defense on the secondary. I literally saw DeMarcus Lawrence get a sack the other night, and I was like, holy shit, he's still on this team? That's the first time I've heard his name. Holy crap.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
there was
coming
an
around
Amber Alert out
quite
for
a
him
bit
for a
since
while,
the Steelers game.
So I at the end of the day, you're right. This is a sinking ship, JP. I'll give you that. That being said, the NFC least is
Are we gonna
pretty
win it?
bad. Let's go through the last 5 games the Cowboys got. We got the Ravens, we got the Bengals, we got the 49ers, we got the Eagles, and we have the Giants. All very winnable games given the personnel that we have at the offense. So really, we just got to take a hard look at how bad we want to win this division. To say that we don't
But not even
want
how
to
bad we
win,
want to win the division, how bad everyone else in the division is.
Doesn't want to win.
That is the thing you need to look at. As the great Kevin Garnett once said, when it comes to the NFC least, the quote applies, anything's possible. Anything is possible in this shit embarrassing division where the teams at the top are 4-7. Do continue-ish.
Yeah, so I feel like you haven't interrupted me uncharacteristically of you this entire segment, but I mean, I guess I wouldn't if I was shitting on my own team. But I mean, I'll be honest, and we've done this before. If you want to rank from a 1 to 10, the Cowboys winning the division, I give it a 5. Right? I'm not gonna lie to Cowboys Nation. I'm gonna look you straight in the camera and go, look, we're not completely screwed, but we're not making a great case for ourselves. I think at this point, I would rather have Jason Garrett back, the clapper, so we can secure that 8-8, right? But I mean, beyond that, I think we do have what we need. We just need to get our running game back together. Zeke has fumbled way too many times. It just give Andy Dalton some good protection, right? When looking at other teams that we're playing, their O-line literally gets to sit in the pocket. The quarterback literally gets to sit back there. He's like,
Except
do I
for
want to throw
Carson
here?
Wentz,
Do I
his
want to throw
offensive line has
there?
been awful. Carson Wentz has a death sentence as an offensive line.
But not when they go up against the Cowboys because the defense is ridiculous, right? Like
The Cowboys can't get pressure.
As my dad told me, we finally decided in that Steelers game that we were going to take the Cowboys defense off the milk carton and we were going to show up for a game. But then in the end, we had multiple other players like Zeke join the milk carton, and now we have them missing. So it's if it's not one thing, it's another with this team. I'm completely disappointed as a Cowboys fan, but at the end of the day, I'm used to it, right? We've been garbage when it comes to this for a while, but it's whatever.
All right, guys, we're going to play a quick round of gun to your head. Who wins the NFC least? Ish, you go ahead and start.
Who wins the NFC least? I say if we can just work through the running game issues, it's the Dallas Cowboys. I truly want to say that. This division is so atrocious. It is so awful. We could win it still.
So I think that the Cowboys have the best talent in the NFC least, but I think the New York Giants are probably going to take it.
That's a laughable take.
Oh my God. Okay.
But I mean, anything's possible. The Eagles aren't going to get it. It's either the Giants or the football team.
I have to say, my thing is, the thing is, I'm going to go head over heart here. My heart goes with Danson's pick, and I'm going to say just because the football gods hate the Cowboys since the VHS. The last time the Cowboys liked it when VHS tapes were around. So I'm going to say I think the football gods are going to give Jason Garrett's New York Football Giants the playoff berth, aka winning the NFC least. But I'm going to go say my pick is the Eagles. I think the Eagles will find a way to squeak out this division. They're trash too, like everyone else. It's like a combination. It's like who's just the most trash here. So I think they'll win the toilet bowl that is the NFC least. But I still think the football gods will make this the Giants to win because Coach Clapp is on the Giants. So, but I'm going
to have a lot to say in the game.
Wild take about a guy who's on the chopping block right now in New York.
He is in the chopping block, but if he's part of the staff and they make it, then he's part of the staff.
Let's be real here. I think everyone on the Giants coaching staff and most of these NFC least teams should, besides Ron Rivera, because I think he's really kind of came into a bad situation there. But
so did McCarthy.
All the coaching should be on the chopping block.
McCarthy, a bad situation. Don't get me started on this, okay? Everybody dealt with COVID. We see the Steelers at 11-0. Come on,
but the Steelers didn't change an entire offensive scheme. Didn't change an entire defensive scheme.
McCarthy, I will cut McCarthy slack in the sense he had a pretty hard schedule, semi-hardest schedule to start this. He didn't have a cakewalk, but he didn't have but it was a lot of new stuff, no preseason, and then his franchise quarterback goes down. So he had some challenges.
Spoiler alert, JP. Nobody had a preseason.
Yes, I know that, but for a new,
some people actually had their system already in place.
They needed it more than most other teams did.
Yeah, I will say that. They changed schemes completely.
His play calling has been shit, so it's hard for me to cut him a lot of slack here when he has purposely shot themselves in the foot with his his fourth down play calling is some of the dumbest play calling I've seen him. Look no further
than with Doug Peterson.
Horrible fourth down play calling.
I'll tell you this right now. I'm singing "Baby Come Back." I want Red Jesus back in my life. Please bring Jason Garrett back. It hurt me when he left.
That was such a terrible take. For the finish,
I'll die on it.
I'm going to end it at that.
We finished at 8-8 for the past 2 seasons.
I'm sorry that you had to listen to Ish just give you that take, but that's honestly all we got for the rundown tonight, guys. That's all we had lined up. We wanted to get you some content. We're going to be producing on a weekly schedule moving forward. We're going to be dropping once a week. Thank everybody for. Seriously, I really want to thank everybody for tuning in for the first episode, whoever did come in. And if you're a new joiner, I hope you enjoyed it. Come back weekly. We're going to be dropping these weekly. But seriously, thank you all for all the love that we've gotten so far. And that is the Texas Rundown, guys.
We can't do this without your support. Like, share, subscribe, follow, tell your family, tell your friends. The Texas Rundown is here to deliver the hottest sports takes around and keeping it with the Texas twist. We appreciate your support, guys.
Maybe come back, please. I need Jason Garrett.